how I go about doing it, and then again, taking that action and having that action. Because if you know anything about milk, right, or butter, right, you make butter from turning a lot of milk. It just doesn't instantly become butter. So
welcome to Unstoppable Podcast with Harry Sardinas, inspiring conversations with influential millionaires, investors, thought leaders, entrepreneurs who are making a massive difference with their innovative products and services, and sharing the challenges and wisdom of how they sold their first million.
How would you like to make your first million? And today we have Paul Graham, which is the founder of Investor Guide to Joy. So Paul is a serial entrepreneur in Austin, Texas, who believes you discover your potential one moment at a time. He's a former commercial real estate broker who co-founded a software company that later sold and entered in the fintech space. He used his salary and business endeavor to purchase properties, and all the story started after his experience with being lost in the wealth building trap. He started the podcast, host of the Investor Guide to Joy, and to share perspectives and things for the investors on their journey. So Paul, tell us, what are the 5 steps to make your first million?
well, it's gonna depend a little bit for people, but I really wanted to focus on like what could be applicable to anyone, right? Because oftentimes we think we can, or sometimes we think we can't make our first million, but that's really how it starts, right? So the first step is acceptance. It's understanding like who you are and what actions you are, but also what actions you're not taking, right? If you're not having sales calls, well, then you don't have sales, right? Pretty simple, but first having understanding of that, then we need to understand like where we're going, right? Understanding, where we want to be and what does that even look like, maybe even like feel like. I have a 3-year vision template on my website if people want to like use that, because that's really helped me of like, where am I going, right? When I have that million or how I have that million is also as important as, having it too. The third piece I had was just on who. So who can change, my kind of situation or what have you for me, who could change it with me, or who has changed it before. This matters because if we don't know if it's possible, then we may not even try it, right? But if someone's already done it, then let's do it again, right? Or maybe tweak it or something like that, right? They can at least guide you along the way. Again, this idea of like the guide to joy. Step 4, my favorite, is really on action. So it's what's the one thing, by doing it, everything else is easier or better, right? How could I maybe systematize, operationalize, things like that? And the 5th step is really in addition to the 4th step, and it's really proof, right? The proof is in the pudding. The difference between someone who's a 6, 7, or 8-figure earner is going to be the steps that they take or the decisions that they make, the rate of which they make those decisions, and the fact that they will consistently make those decisions over time, right? So as we go through these different pieces and we're like, hey, how do I make my first million? We're going through these things of person, vision, who, even for yourself, who do I need to become, right? And then who do I need to connect with? How I go about doing it, and then again, taking that action and having that action. Because if you know anything about milk, right, or butter, right, you make butter from turning a lot of milk. It just doesn't instantly become butter. So we got to keep turning it. We can't just, kind of do it, because it takes, several hits to kind of get that grand slam, if you will, of that $1 million. You might hit it on your first try, right? That'd be awesome. But sometimes it takes a lot of swings. So those are my steps of like how to do it. I've done it through real estate. I know people do it through business as well. But those are the things that I've, truly seen.
Follow us for more interviews with world's most influential, audacious entrepreneurs that overcame challenges and adversity, providing you with the blueprint of how they sold their first million so you can grow your business exponentially.